Hi YouTube! Welcome to my Pride series. If you didn't see the previous videos, go ahead and check them out. So today, I decided our topic, we're going to talk about choosing a name, which is one of the topics that I suggested in my previous video. So yeah, this might be a kind of fast video, but we'll see. So, like I said, I've mentioned in a couple videos, I have been transitioning for 5 years. Some people don't like that. It's whatever. I personally have been transitioning, so it's like, that's what I see myself. But just recently did I decide to pick a name. So, a couple of reasons why it took me so long, and how I chose my name and things like that. And it took me so long because, one, I found my identity at 18, right as I started college, but it was kind of on the back burner, and I did a lot of like enjoying myself and things like that. And then I traveled, and I kind of just put it on a back burner, like it wasn't that important as it is now, and I just let it flow and dealing with college and things like that. Then fast forward to in a stable relationship, like really holding myself down and going, okay, this is what I want. I've been trying to figure out a name for a while. Even in the past, I didn't like my name in general, so I always like tried to come up with names. I used like Jamie and things like that, but it didn't fit, and I was really playing with the name. So if you look at my Vine, it's Jaidyn. And that is one of the names that I considered. So, but before I go and mention all that, how did I decide on a name? So for one, for my criteria, I wanted it to be a gender neutral, or as gender neutral as possible. Two, it had to fit my personality. And I mean, I don't know if everyone really thinks about it, like, is this something that fits me, or things like that. I don't know if that's true for everyone, and of course all of these blogs are my own personal experiences, no one else's, so you know. And three, like personality, it really had to kind of have, the name that I chose kind of has a deeper meaning. Okay. So I had this all in my head, and of course I hang out on Tumblr, and I was looking up gender-neutral names, name suggestions, and I suggest if you're looking for a name, go ahead on Tumblr, go through a lot of those posts because they're really helpful. On top of that, there's of course a ton of places that are like baby names, gender-neutral names, they have that, so that's definitely at your disposal as well. So, not only did I take Tumblr posts, I also went to, like, the things mentioned previously, found gender-neutral names, whatnot. Then I went through names that I liked, and I made a list of names. This is where I came up with Jaidyn, and I spelled it Jaidyn. So, why, I guess I'll answer the first one. Why do I want it to be spelled differently or kind of more unique? To me, I really like unique names. No matter how you're going to, no matter how people like make fun of them, like, oh, people were trying to be creative, trying to be unique, but it's not about that. To me, I want a name that fits me, and spelling it differently definitely helps show my personality as well. So, that is how I came with Jaidyn. So when I was making profiles, I was using that name for a little bit. But I felt like it didn't fully meet my criteria or fit me as a person. I'm sorry, like my dog, I'm just looking at him so he doesn't bark. So I kept looking. And I had a list, and I was going through the list one day, just sitting down looking at those, going, don't like that name, don't like that name, don't like that name. And then I would post them on Tumblr like, hey, what do you think about this name? What's that name? And that's cool, like, if you want to bounce it back and forth or not, or just make it a whole personal experience. I did not do this, but I've heard people, and I know people who have, there are naming parties, so you can make it a festivity, and I mean, if you're the type of person that wants to have a party, I definitely suggest doing that, because it sounds pretty fun. I didn't do that, but it's an idea. So, I was going through a list, trying to figure out, bouncing it off on people, things like that, and I finally decided on Laikyn. And I spell it Laikyn. Like I said, unique spelling. And then I also came up with a shortened version just for fun, which is L-A-K, E. I was trying to spell the original. So I like the name Laikyn because, one, it's a unique name. Not very many people have it, which is similar to my birth name, kind of, but that's just because of the spelling. And it reminds me of lakes, and I absolutely love water. If I could be in water 24/7, I would. My superpower would be being able to breathe underwater, and I literally would have an indoor and outdoor pool so I could swim every day of my life if I could. And no, I didn't become a swimmer, so it was, I'm not a competitive person, and a lot of that stuff requires being competitive, and if I put a competitive element to things, then it's just not fun. So I think that's part of the reason I just never liked doing sports, because it was just But I did a couple. Anyhow. Yeah, so that is how I came up with my name. The nature aspect definitely was kind of important / like it showed my personality, it showed who I am, and that doesn't necessarily have to be for you, but I like having dual kind of ideas of like what it does your name mean. And so that is how I came up with my name. If you have any questions, suggestions, or anything like that, I would love suggestions, but obviously it's not happening. But if you did have suggestions, I would totally answer them. Or if you have any comments below about this, or choosing your name, go ahead and put it down below. And then, as always, peace, love, and this is my Pride series. It is Laikyn. I love you all. Bye.